Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of SVG's On the Gridiron series. We're with a man that is working heavily during these last couple of weeks for the Cincinnati Bengals. He is Scott Simpson. He's the executive producer of JungleVision Production. Scott, how you doing, sir? How's the team in Cincinnati, and how's life in the jungle?
Life in the jungle is good. We had an outstanding win, Kristian, and that always helps. We get to live with this win for 2 weeks, and it was a win that we earned and was exciting, and it was a first place team. And
Right.
those have been hard to come by here lately, and it's been a fun few days.
You took a look at my notebook. The next thing out of my mouth was going to say, congrats on the win against the Tennessee Titans. AFC hopefuls out of that conference. You guys have a very exciting team with guys like Joe Burrow, AJ Green, who's been there for a while. But we want to stick to you guys who are in the control room and behind the scenes. Scott, take me a little bit into what you guys do on a day-to-day basis, and we can talk about the safety protocols and things that you're dealing with during the week.
Well, certainly the safety protocols have been a part of this whole operation for 2020. Uh, the first game we had 0 fans,
Right.
so we went through that with a smaller staff, and then the second game we had 6,000 fans, so we went almost full staff for that. And the last 2 games we've had roughly 10,000. So it's been different almost every game. As far as we're still using the curated audio,
Mm-hmm.
so that hasn't changed. And we've also, the 10,000 fans are all spread out. It's a very unique situation, like everyone else that has fans is dealing with right now. But there is some energy in the building, but it's certainly not a full capacity type energy. And I think we all miss that. That's one of the reasons we're all in this, is because of the energy and excitement of a game day. And it's something that we hope to get back to soon, very soon.
Right. Let's hope. Let's hope that's true. I fully intend in the future that that will be the case. But for now, you guys are dealing with some fans, but some are also at home. A majority are at home, and you yourself are wearing a lot of hats this year. I want to go dive deep into the hat rack that you have. What content are you creating for those fans that can't make it to the stadium, and what is your day like on a daily basis?
Well, my day, I spend a lot of my day early in the week working on Bengals Weekly, and it's a show that we started in 2000 and has gone through a myriad of changes, and this year we've changed it as well. It's more of a magazine type style show this year with a singular host, Marissa Contepelli, and she's done an outstanding job in taking the reins of that. We have a content manager now that was hired just before the pandemic. His name is Seth Tanner. He came over from the Kansas City Chiefs, and he is leading our troops. And we have 3 young production assistants, and they have really led the charge in changing the editing and the flow for all that. And we're all tiered differently. So that's the interesting part of all of this. And there are 2 that are tiered in tier 2, so they can get close to the team, and the rest of us are 3. And 3 is no access at all to that. And it's been unique. I don't wish it on anybody. It's not. I can't imagine any of my years that I would not have met any of our draft picks, and we're into the season now. And that's exactly what has happened. I have not had a face-to-face meeting with any of our draft picks, and it's just unheard of. It has not been the case. My many hats have allowed me to at least meet players along the way, and that has not been the case this year.
You mentioned working with those individuals and kind of relying on the access that they have. In terms of the technology that you're using to make sure that things are still getting done, I'm sure you're used to collaborating in some sort of war room during any non-COVID year. But what's it like this year, making sure you're using those technologies and workflows?
We've had some servers in place that we could access offline,
Mm-hmm.
so that certainly helped us through March, April, May, and June, while we were all kind of out and still working our way back in. And Seth Tanner has gone after a bigger edit share server, and now that has become the home of all this content that we're now creating. So it's it's a change, and luckily we were able to get some of those pieces in place, because it certainly made that part of the process a lot easier.
So you mentioned people like Marissa, but I'm sure there's more than just the 2 or 3 or 4, how many you guys have on your staff. Here's a time, Scott, we can give some shout outs to some people and just tell them how proud you are of them in this really, really weird season.
It is, and I'd be remiss if I didn't start out with our director for game day, David Ashbrock, and he's a multi Emmy winner. David actually got the second call when I got this gig, and the first one went to Russ Jenish, who's now with Denver Broncos. But David got the second call, and we have spent a ton of time together in these last 23 years. And I knew David before, but it's just been a different relationship, and he is a very solid professional in this industry, and I wouldn't be near where I would be today without his knowledge, without his presence, and without his friendship. And I was talking with David, I think even last week. I mean, this gig has become so big just on game day alone that not one person can do it. It's you have to rely on others to be able to step up and do their individual task. And we have a great room, and it's certainly led by David. We have a TD that has been with us since day one, and Tim Mays. He now worked with Ross Video. We have tremendous audio support with Sayer Crompton, who's a bigwig with Kroger Video, and I can't go anywhere without my right-hand engineering man, and that's Rick Tenenfeld. He's been with me since almost day one as well, and he's a local engineer that without his assistance, this room or my gig would not be anywhere near what it is today.
Well, as the old saying goes, I get by with a little help from my friend Scott.
No question. Absolutely.
For sure. In 2020, the year where that is the most poignant statement I could probably ever utter. So, Scott, thanks for taking the time, man. Best of luck the rest of the way in Cincinnati, and hope to see you soon.
Kristian, thanks, man. I appreciate having the time. Thank you.